Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the Big Ten Football Conference preview for the 2025-2026 football season. I am your co-host, Reggie.
I'm your co-host, Norwood. Our powers combined. We are your HBCU homeboys, and you are correct. It is the Big Ten, which is somehow 18 teams.
18 teams. It's a whole lot of oregano in there, a lot of mitch, a lot of fraudulent teams.
I think that's a very nice way to put that.
We appreciate y'all for tuning in. Make sure you like, follow, and subscribe to the Splashcast. We back, baby. It is football season, our favorite season of the year. Go back and listen to the SEC conference preview that we have, as well as the HBCU conference preview, where we talked about the SWAC, the MEAC, the CAA as well. And we'll also post our CIAA and SIAC picks as we get closer to kickoff. It is week 0 of the football season, brother. How you feeling?
I am feeling great. Nowhere else in the world will you get any more in-depth coverage across the football landscape than here at the Splashcast, presented to you by Dive Team Media. And let's not belabor the point. Let's get right into it with team number 1. We are going in alphabetical order for the people listening and for the people at home. Please remember, like, follow, subscribe. We are starting with Illinois, the Fighting Illini.
The Fighting Illini up there in Illinois, man. They have Brett Bielema as their head coach. Stable, physical, potato-eating football, shawty. They are 3 yards in a cloud of dust with some defense.
I guess. What do you think? I want to hear what you got about this.
I mean, it's Brett Bielema. This is South Wisconsin at this point. That's what Illinois is. This they have a strong offensive line. I think they top 5 nationally. They play okay defense. They have a good edge rusher. There's a joke there, but I'm not going to make it. We're not going to make anything racy, but that's where the diversity is at edge rusher.
Of course, always. And running back.
And then they have a decent running game, even though they lost one of their bigger backs who transferred to UGA. But when your breakout player and your top player that they talk about on offense is your offensive lineman, I mean,
there leaves a lot to be desired with this team. I think that, they got Altmaier quarterback. I think he'll be okay. I just don't think that this team is. I'm glad, once again, I'm happy this ain't my team. I don't think that I'll be interested in watching any of their games. The scary part about this is, though, this is a potential playoff team. And the reason, now let me be very clear and loud. I want to be here. I think this team stinks. I don't think they're good at all. I think they'd be lucky to be mid-tier in the SEC. But as me and Reggie talked about with the SEC preview, same thing here. Sometimes it's just better to be loved than to actually be good. I'm going to read off their schedule, and y'all tell me what y'all think. Starting out August 29th, Western Illinois. Then they play Duke. Then they play Western Michigan. Then one of 2 ranked teams you play, Indiana. Then you play USC, Purdue. This is the game here, Ohio State on October 11th. They're ranked number 3. Then you play Washington, Rutgers, Maryland, Wisconsin, and Northwestern. There's nothing here. There's nothing here. This type of schedule should be disqualified. You're not playing enough competition. And then you look at the SEC schedule. You look at the gauntlet of Florida. And you look at 5 ranked teams in a row versus 2. And then you got space in between them. You got time to recover.
Clear out. That boy got mad looking at these Big Ten schedules.
Because it's bullshit. So you know how you looking like, well, let's see what they got after we just did the other preview yesterday for the people listening. So you see one that is literally baptism by fire, and then this is a little league schedule.
That boy J-Dead, boy.
Honest. That's spelled Honest. Honest.
So what do you have them as? I have them as I did look at their schedule. they have their 5 big games, as you said, is really 2, and we don't know what Indiana is going to be. I mean,
They
we
didn't
don't
play
know.
anybody last year, so we don't even know if they're a good team. And when they did play somebody,
It's like SMU almost. Like you
right?
kind of. So I mean, I have them as a sleeper because I literally have this whole conference as a sleeper because of their scheduling. But I got them
This
as a sleeper to
weekend,
make the college football playoff and possibly the Big Ten championship because they're really only really tough games are Ohio State, Indiana, and USC.
it's
And
no way they don't finish the season top 10. If you don't finish the season top 10 with this schedule, Florida could run the table on this. Maybe they probably lose to Ohio State.
Ole Miss, yeah,
Oh, for
most
sure.
of them probably get
South
one.
Carolina.
Yeah, they have one. This is probably a 1 or 2 loss schedule in the SEC for the mid teams. But I mean, the Illini is a mid team. They just gonna look up and get. They gonna be this year's Indiana.
Imagine if Georgia plays the schedule or Texas plays the schedule.
100 to nothing.
Yeah, they look like, hey, Brian, hey, can you change it from rookie?
Yes, sir. So
Overall,
I got them as a sleeper. Next is Indy. You want to move on? You still want to
and
keep
I
talking
want to
about?
be very clear that we're calling them sleepers because of their schedule. This is not a team that I think is good at all. I want to make that very clear so that y'all don't get that confused or misconstrued. No, I think this team stinks. I think this schedule is pretty fantastic. On to the next one. Let's go, my
Indiana and
friend.
Signetti. Signetti. How you feel about? Oh
Mom
yeah,
spaghetti.
you got it.
Mom
This your team.
spaghetti. This team is exactly what I said they were. They were a scam last year. First time they played somebody, they lost. I think that they are still a scam this year. Do they have a little bit of continuity? Yes. Do they have a little bit more of what they've had in the past? And yes, but do I think that this once again is a respectable team? No. This is a team where you don't play anybody all season. They got a couple games. But it frustrates me because they don't even have to play Ohio State. So you get Penn State, but you
big
don't get
game with
Ohio
Penn State.
State. Yeah, you get Penn State, and I'm going to go ahead and read the schedule for y'all. ODU, Kennesaw, Indiana State, Tricky, Illinois, Iowa, Oregon at 7, Michigan State, UCLA, Maryland, Penn State, Wisconsin, Purdue. And I'm going to go ahead and tell you, UCLA, they think to be at the bottom. Maryland, they think to be at the bottom. Purdue, they think to be at the bottom. Wisconsin, not to be at the very bottom, but mid-bottom. All of this schedule, and then you start out with those first 3 games that are layups. They're layup lines. ODU, Kennesaw, and Indiana State?
I don't believe
In anything.
so Penn State is going to be tough. I think UCLA is not going to be at the bottom of the barrel. I mean, I don't see how you could think that, and they got Nico in the transfer portal, but we'll get there.
I'm just telling you
Indiana,
what the world thinks. The world, every ranking that I look at, they have UCLA in the bottom 5.
now Indiana does have a decent defense, and they brought back a lot of their defensive players. But offense, they got new everything on offense. Hopefully their offensive line is better. Once they started playing actual teams last year, that offensive line got exposed really well. They do have offensive line upgrades, but I don't see them. I have them classified as mid to trash because you only had 8 starters coming back.
Yeah,
I think they're very overrated, and I think they'll end up with 3 to 4 losses.
Yeah, when you're alleged breakout player, supposed to be Roman Hemby, the running back, transferred from Maryland, if I believe. He's a 6 foot, 200 pound senior. That's your breakout player. Oh man, I don't trust this. I never thought that they were good. I'm not sure Sigonetti's a good coach. I think that he's an interesting guy for people to talk about.
Dan Quinn, culture jolter.
Yeah. No, I would at least say that Dan Quinn played good teams and has won. Sigonetti has the benefit of never having to play anybody, and it must be nice.
Life.
Right. So Illinois, I think.
Indiana.
No. I'm saying Illinois and Indiana. The eyes, I don't respect too much. We can go right on to
The
Iowa.
greatest producer of diversity, equity, and inclusion cornerbacks of all and DBs of all time. The Iowa State, I'm sorry, the Iowa Hawkeyes
Yeah, you can
with
get this
Coach.
because you are good. Call the Hawkeyes a cyclone. That will surely be the end of your days.
Either way, um,
No respect.
nope. Um, hey man, what do we have to say about Iowa? Nothing. They're gonna be. Hey, they threw the ball for 200 yards in their spring game, and their fans said, "It's a new day. It's a new day. We threw for 200 yards. We can actually throw the ball beyond the line of scrimmage." If it's one thing Iowa does, they are built like an old Southwest Conference team. And I aged a lot of y'all because you have to be a historian to know about the Southwest Conference when all the wide receivers put their hands in the dirt. That's how Iowa plays offense. They can't score more. I think they averaged 17 points last year. I think they scored 9 or fewer points 3 to 4 times. But they're gonna keep some DEI corner DBs, and they're gonna keep a tight end. They go and a linebacker, one a middle or weak side or might or strong side.
For
They're gonna
sure.
keep them every time.
A lot of this depends on Mark Gronowski, their senior transfer quarterback. But once again, this is just not a team.
Elite O line.
Yeah.
So that's what I got. Elite O line.
And let's run the schedule real quick. University of Alabama, Iowa State, who's ranked 22, UMass,
Alabama.
Rutgers. No, Albany.
Oh.
Yeah, definitely not Alabama. Let me start that over just in case for the people in the back. University of Albany, Iowa State, University of Massachusetts, UMass, Rutgers, tricky Indiana, Wisconsin. Big game is Penn State. Then they play Minnesota. Then they play Dan Lanning in Oregon, USC, Michigan State, Nebraska. The schedule is just, y'all should all win every game. That's what I've gotten so far. The schedule ain't tough. I mean,
they're not going to win every game because their offense is going to be mid, but it's going to be so much better than what it used to be. I have them as in mid. I don't have nothing. I don't have them as underrated, overrated. They're gonna be who they're gonna be.
But I think that this mid is just like it's levels to mid. It's top tier mid, and then there's regular mid. And this might even be bottom tier mid. I'm
Regular.
if y'all haven't figured it out already, I really don't like this conference. It's really 2.5.
I don't think you like the conference, and I think some of your friends that you know from college.
No, it has nothing to do with my bias. I am looking at these teams and saying, number one, do I want to watch any of these teams play? No, I don't want to watch Illinois play. I don't want to watch Indiana play. I don't want to watch Iowa play. Second part is, if these teams play teams, top tier teams in other conferences, would they be equal to or greater than? And every time the answer is just no. You don't think the Illinois, Indiana, Iowa are, do you even think they're decent programs?
I think Iowa's a decent program. I mean, Iowa, from just looking outside in, if you don't follow football in detail and you come back and look at the metric of, are you a contender in your conference every year? Do you put players in the NFL? Iowa is up there with every other team.
Yes, because they have a unique ability to create linemen. I give them that. But even last year, they played one ranked team. The only ranked team that they ended the season with was Ohio State. That's it. And they got trounced 35-7. So no. I want to play competitive. I want to watch competitive football. I don't honestly. The conference itself don't matter that much to me. I just want to see good football play wherever. Big 10,
When you gonna see
Pac-10,
good
Big
football,
12.
it's the style of football you want to see. You gonna see good. You gonna see good defense with Iowa. You gonna see sound blocking. You gonna see pulling guard on offense. You gonna see all of that. It's still good football. It's just not what you want to see.
Mm, I don't think, in comparison to the guys who are good in this conference, I don't think it's good football. I respect
Who's
your opinion, though.
we haven't said not one good team yet.
Yeah, there are
We y'all
a
so
few,
y'all know we do this
literally
by
a
quarters.
few.
We do this
Yes,
by quarters. So first quarter we do 14, second quarter for this one has 18 teams, right? Big 10 has 18.
correct.
So we probably gonna have to do 4-4-5-5 or 4-5-4-5, whatever.
Yeah.
We do it in quarters. So these first four teams are all sleepers because of schedule only or mid to trash for me. And well, the first three are for sure.
Yeah,
The
well,
next one
come
is
on,
Maryland.
come on. Yes. Well, we might as well get right into it. This is the Maryland Terrapins. Last season they went, excuse me, not 8-5. Did they go 8-5? No, they lost everything last year. They won 1, 2, 3, 4 games. They beat UConn, Virginia, Villanova, and USC. So they won one conference game. So for me, and they've already kind of announced that, well, Coach Loxley has already said that last season, towards the end of the season, he kind of lost the locker room. I think he is a guy who's potentially on the hot seat. It's unfortunate because I do like him as a coach, and especially, black coaches just in general. And I thought that he was turning that thing around. He was actually doing a pretty good job of recruiting the DMV and keeping Maryland and DC and Virginia kids in at Maryland. But after last season, I think that he's in a very precarious situation. And I don't think that he has enough this year to keep it going.
He will not be the head coach at the end of the year.
Correct.
He did have the momentum a couple years ago, and there's a
The 2
game
years before he was 8-5.
I can't remember if it was Penn State or Ohio State or Oregon, but they were up. They were up like 17-21, and they lost, and they have not recovered from that game in 2 years. You are, and this is Loxley, you are you're a gifted offensive coordinator and quarterbacks coach. You worked with Tua, you worked with Jalen, you worked with all of them at Alabama. You can't have a defense allowing 36 plus points per game. I don't care what conference you're in. You can't.
You're right.
You can't.
You can't do that in high school.
I mean, it's not gonna happen. Now Malik Washington, the freshman, you keep getting them quarterbacks. You got another freshman quarterback in Malik Washington, Justin
and
Martin,
they
wide receiver.
and they got the transfer from SMU, Preston Stone. So I mean, I just don't think that, even with all of those kind of semi decent
All of those,
additions,
that was 3 people. They not gonna win.
yeah.
They're not gonna be
Cooked.
Mike
Let's just say what it
Locksley. You
is.
probably gonna end up. Hey, Georgia now needs an offensive coordinator after this year.
All right.
So, hey,
I
come
think
on down.
at this point, I think that most people have them in the bottom 4 of this conference, and potentially below Northwestern. And Northwestern is good for putting sports
They don't
anchors.
even have any good games to play this year. Their top games, they're middle tier. They
Oh,
don't.
hold on. I'm gonna run the schedule real quick. Florida Atlantic, NIU, Towson, Wisconsin, Washington, Nebraska, UCLA. First ranked game is in November against, once again, tricky Indy. Then you play Rutgers, Illinois, who's another team, trick bag, and then Michigan, who's just hasn't been themselves after all the cheating. And then they close out with Michigan State. So this is a roster just ripe for the picking. And if you get fired, I hate to say it, but you're not beating good teams. And there is no reason that you can't at least get to 6, 7 wins on this schedule.
Yeah, but Ladies and gentlemen, we have come to the end of the first quarter of the Big Ten Conference 2025-2026 football
It's
season
flying
preview.
by, baby.
We gonna take a break. We will be right back. Y'all make sure y'all like, follow, subscribe, and tune in for the second quarter where we'll be covering Michigan, Michigan State, Minnesota, Michigan State, Minnesota, Nebraska, and Northwestern. That'll be the 5. So we'll go 4-5, 4-5. That'll give us 18.
We can do that. That works.
So we'll take a break. Y'all remember, like, follow, and subscribe. Y'all stay tuned. Hey, Splashcast fans, are you ready to take your obsession to the next level? Join the Splashcast community on Instagram and our own Facebook page for an immersive experience like never before. Get in on the action with lively discussions, fiery debates, and a community that's as passionate as you are. Our social media platforms are buzzing with the latest podcast news, exclusive updates, and behind-the-scenes sneak peeks. Don't miss out on the chance to connect with fellow Splashcast enthusiasts. Dive into the conversation, share your thoughts, and be part of something bigger. Find us on Instagram and Facebook, or go to www.splashcast.com to join now. Michigan. 4, 3, 2, 1.
And we are back. As you can see, Reggie has brought us back. We have now entered the second quarter of the first quarter of the worst quarter of anything I've ever seen. These schedules are trash, and if you don't like it, you can be mad. Or you could just ask your team to play good teams. But we are back, and we are here now to talk about the Michigan Wolverines and all of their allegations.
I gotta be careful about what I say because
No,
of
you
the
don't.
climate that we in. Yes,
Be
I do
reckless.
now. Nah,
Be
Big T in the
reckless.
White House, big dog. I can't. Hey, we about to. We
Big
in
T can't stop you. You
we in a
can't be
surveillance
stopped.
state. uh, they are getting off like they are billionaires who know somebody that knows somebody after they committed a crime. They committed all the crimes. They had espionage. They had a guy on the sideline with some glasses on at night with a fake badge looking at your opponent's play sheet while taking pictures with the glasses that had a camera on there. You then had Jim Harbaugh and his now fall guy, Sharon Moore, going over there and reading signs.
Can I put a little extra sauce on the top of this? Then, after that guy goes to the NFL, you then find a billionaire to fund your new quarterback, and him and Barstool Sports pay Bryce Underwood. This is a lot of things. I would, number one,
they paid NCAA.
Yes. But what I'm saying is, number one, congratulations, because my coach once said, if you ain't cheating, you ain't trying. One thing y'all are doing is y'all cheating and y'all trying. I give you credit for that and very little after that. They were not very good last season, and I don't think that they're going to be that good this season. They lost to every ranked team they played last year, except for beating Ohio State November 30th, which, of course, is always a toss-up. But they lost pretty badly to Texas, 31-12. You lost to Washington. You lost to Illinois. You lost to Oregon. You lost to Cincinnati and the Hoosiers. And then, just to ruin Ohio State season a little bit, you beat those guys. That's the only credible thing that you did all season, as far as I'm concerned.
Yeah. Underwood is there. Yeah, I mean, look,
he's their GM.
They're gonna pay everybody. They play Oklahoma, USC, Michigan State, and Ohio State this year. They're elite players coming in as Underwood and their kicker. Sharon Moore. We told y'all that this was a setup. We told y'all that this was a setup when they made him the head coach and then made him coach for 3 weeks with no contract, or 6 weeks, however long it was. He needed a contract till at the end of the year. And then they gave him a contract. And then right after that, all these allegations came. And now the former coach, Jim Harbaugh, is banned for 10 years to even come back. So, I mean, Yeah, they're overrated. They're a pretender. They're not a contender in 25. The best thing that Sharon can do is get everybody ready for 2026 and say 2026 is going to be our window for redemption and play Ohio State tough. If he can beat Ohio State again this year, that'll
Oh,
put a lot of pressure on Ryan Day, and that will also give you another year to get it right.
right. And if you do want to watch somebody outside of Bryce Underwood, Donovan McCulley, 6'5" wide receiver, is definitely something interesting. I think that their defense, specifically their linebacker core and edge core, should be solid. But I don't know what to think about this team. I'm not sure if they're going to have enough I'm not sure if they're going to have enough push on offense to score enough points to win consistently. Let's look at their schedule and tell us what you think. Start the season out August 30th against New Mexico. Then they play 18 Oklahoma, then Central Michigan, Nebraska, Wisconsin, USC, Washington, Michigan State, Purdue, Northwestern, Maryland, and in the season, of course, as they always do with Ohio State. So you literally played 2 ranked teams for the season and won the second week and the other the very last game of the season. This is one. This is just not a respectable schedule. And I'm going to say this every time. But if you're playing 2 ranked teams in Oklahoma, it's questionable. But Oklahoma, second best team you're going to play all season.
And we don't know who their quarterback is. We just did, again, shameless plug. Go back and look at the SEC.
Right.
Our first question I said was, hey, why is Oklahoma ranked number 18?
Right. But they should be ranked 18 when you see these other teams.
Yeah. I mean, yeah. All of that talk about the Big Ten versus the SEC and how it's overtaking and the SEC schedules cupcakes and all of this. Man, look, y'all need, before y'all start saying that, y'all need to go through every schedule. It's very easy. You can go to ESPN, Bleacher Report, CBS, StatMuse, anything, and you can see all of the schedules of the teams, and then decide to make your comments on it and say stuff about the SEC.
Greg Sankey might be right. Just go be SEC by yourself. It's just, it doesn't stand to reason to let these other guys practice all damn season and then show up for bowl season. Like, oh, here we go. What you been doing? You been playing New Mexico?
Oh man, it's not even about the cupcake games of New Mexico or Kennesaw State for me. It's your games that are supposed to be tough, that are supposed to be resume builders. Your toughest one is Oklahoma. Bro. Like that's
Oklahoma and Ohio State. Those are your 2 games.
And yeah, Michigan's a pretender for me. They're not. We'll see y'all in 2026.
I think they're a pretender, but potentially could go 7-2. Should go 7-2. You should have a good season with this. You think you're gonna lose?
Everybody should have a good season. You, like you said in the last, everybody can't be picked to be number 1 because that means somebody lied. Everybody can't.
Okay, but what I'm saying is, out of the teams that I look at who have any level of pedigree, Michigan, you got to beat these other guys who just don't have it. But I'm
up with 3 teams.
Yeah, easily
4 teams.
3.
I'll tell you about the 4th.
Okay. We're going to go right on to a little bit more of the same, ladies and gentlemen. Michigan State. What do you think about these guys, Reg?
Why you throw man? No, I don't think about them at all. I mean, quarterback Aiden Childs. They're a portal. They're a portal team. They're the mid of the Big Ten. You're not going to have a crazy recruiting class, so you have to go through the portal. Their top game is Michigan. That's it. No cliffhanger, just a period. That's their top game. I think they may play Penn State. I don't think they even play Penn State this year. They're in a rebuild. They don't.
So yes, the schedule is light. Western Michigan, Boston College, Youngstown State, USC, Nebraska, UCLA. First ranked game, October 18th. Then you play Indiana, who's 20, Michigan at 14, Minnesota, Penn State, Iowa, Maryland. So at least I appreciate that you put your ranked games kind of together to give it some level of difficulty. But Indiana, we don't know what they are. And Michigan, we're just expecting them to win on pedigree alone. Penn State's the one, like not playing Penn State and Ohio State kind of for me checks it out. You gotta.
They don't
I mean, you
change
don't
that
have
for
to do
me.
anything.
They still gonna be 5 and 9 or wherever they are. What you got? 14 games, 13 games. They're gonna be 5 and 8.
They're projected 4 and 5.
See,
They're projected 6 and 6 for the season, 4 and 5 in the conference.
so it's 12 games. Okay, 6 and 6. I mean, now Jonathan Smith is only in his second year. You had the whole thing going on up there before. I can't remember the coach's name before. He was the defense coordinator for Georgia. I think of it. You had all of that go on. So I get that you're basically in the position same as Sharon Moore with Michigan, and you are just trying to right the ship at this point.
Right. Hang in
But
there.
you just don't have the recruiting or the NIL budget to do that in a fast way. So you guys are in I will call that mid or trash.
Sure.
You guys probably will be trash.
The thing about these, like not having a tough schedule, though, is if you could pull a Cincinnati like you did last year and get your team to believe in, you could run off a bunch of wins in a row.
You could also lose a couple of those games, and then you are.
Oh, you're barbecue.
That's what happened to Maryland. Maryland won 4 games last year. They lost
4
some games that they weren't supposed to lose.
Yeah, they went 8-5, 4 and 8, and yeah, that's what I think will probably be the difference maker for me in a lot of these teams. It's got to be coaching. It's got to be, which means that if the coaches, if you can kind of get it together, you probably gonna get out of there.
Yep.
We can move right on to another steamer here. The Minnesota Beavers.
Gophers.
You're right. Same thing.
Golden. Gophers. We call them
Correct.
the Beavers. There's a joke there.
You know what? Get me out of there. Get me out of there.
I know nothing about Minnesota other than PJ Fleck. They got everything. This mid, they mid. They got mid offense, mid defense. Their identity is situational football. What the hell is that? What the hell is that?
Excuse me, son.
Now they do have Coy Perch, who is supposed to be this their version of plays for the Eagles now. Rookie. Well, he was a rookie. The DB from Iowa.
I can see
Cooper DeJean.
Yeah.
Coy Perch is supposed to be like Cooper DeJean. He plays both ways. But you in Minnesota, big dog. That ain't.
Oh, you're right. You got the multicolored jersey.
Yep.
That's a cool story, bro. You're not Cooper. You're not Travis
Cooper
Hunter.
nor DeJean.
You will be special teams player.
Trash. Maybe. I got them as trash.
Maybe. Yes. And once again, same thing. PJ Fleck, that's all really right home. They say that they have allegedly a decent linebacker core, but this is another team supposed to go 7-5 overall, 4-5 in the Big Ten.
Everybody can't go 4 and 5.
No, but they got UCLA at 4 and 5, USC at 4 and 5, Michigan at 4 and 5, Minnesota at 4 and 5, Illinois at 5 and 4, Washington at 5 and 4, Nebraska at 5 and 4.
So everybody's mid. This is the mid conference. I don't want to hear nothing from y'all. Now I'm up. I don't want to hear nothing from y'all when y'all whole team,
with your chest,
the whole conference projected to be 500. The whole conference out of 3 teams, out of 3 teams. And you got 18 teams, and 14 of them are projected to be 500 at best.
And I really thought, like, as we're going to talk about Nebraska here next, this is where it started for me.
Yeah, it gets interesting.
Well, number one, they're bringing back Dylan Raiola. They got Matt Rule as coach, if I remember correctly. But this was the very first schedule I sent to Reggie, and like, have you seen this? And when I saw the schedule, I was like, oh, well, this schedule is great. It's a slam dunk. And this might be the slammiest of dunks, excuse me. But overall, all of these schedules are basically the same. They play Cincinnati, Akron, Houston Christian, the Huskies. Only reason I know about that school is because I live here. Michigan, their first ranked game, September 20th. Michigan State, Maryland, Minnesota, Northwestern, USC, UCLA, Penn State, and Iowa.
No OSU, no Oregon.
I don't know what to say. Ending the season with, I assume, what's probably going to be your two of your toughest games is at least interesting. But I mean, I don't know what Iowa will be by that point. I think the Penn State will very much so still be in it or trying to prove something to somebody. But outside of that, you're going to be playing against a lot of teams that people just don't think are that good. Now, we're going to talk about USC next time, but they don't have the pedigree that they've had. I don't think they have the expectation other than probably from the school itself, but this is just it's a walk in the park. It's an aberration of a schedule.
That's why Dylan Raiola in year 2, with not just Matt Rule, remember they had Dana Holgorsen as their offensive coordinator, who may not be the greatest coach, even though he was pretty good at TCU. He was pretty good at Houston. He is still, in terms of running the spread and running wide open, he's a good offensive coordinator. Dylan Raiola, year 2, normally is a big leap for a college quarterback.
Correct.
They did have. I don't know if they have it anymore. Shout out to Big T up there in the White House. They used to have a lot of money, a lot of NIL money. They were signing a lot of people.
Right
now, the state is now in dire straits, so that might dry up a little bit. But they, combined with Dylan Raiola, Matt Rule, I think that they could be a sleeper. The only thing that will hold them back is they don't have a really good offensive line. I think they're going to start a couple freshmen plus transfers. And one thing that Dan Lanning is trying to build up there, and you don't play Oregon. Never mind. Nope. Yeah. Yeah. Y'all can run it. This is why I have Nebraska as a sleeper. They're my sleeper team to make the Big Ten championship game because they don't play anybody other than Penn State.
And Michigan.
We just had a conversation about Michigan.
You got it. I mean, nope, that is a culturally insensitive joke that I was going to make, and I refuse to do that because everybody counts and everybody matters. Dylan Raiola, a lot of pressure on you because you're a mini Pat Mahomes, I guess. The look, anyway. I'm not saying that your football acumen, skill, etc. You just look like him. And I'm going to say that in this league, I'm interested in at least watching to see what you look like. You have something that will draw me to watch you wanting to play. Like I told you, a lot of these other teams have nothing interesting about them. I don't want to see it. At least I want to see either Raiola be Mahomes or them fry him. But we will see. And we can go ahead and close this thing out, man. Up next, Northwestern. I guess the biggest thing that they have going for them next season is they will be opening a $850 million stadium.
I'm sorry? No, that's the wrong number.
Why you say that?
Say that number again.
850 million?
An $850 million stadium? I find that hard to believe. That's an NFL type stadium. Jerry Jones Stadium is $1 billion.
Oh, excuse me. Hold on. Northwestern reveals plans for $850 million Ryan Field.
All right.
When Northwestern opens, it's not this season. It's next season. Excuse me.
Gonna end up like that team that had to abandon them plans.
But it also says plans for this private. They drag racing, privately funded stadium. That's what happens when you have money like Northwestern. And that's really all you got, unless Darnell Autry is going to come back and play. You guys do make fantastic, and I do say fantastic, sports writers. Northwestern's sports journalism program, put them in the pros. Their football program, not to be desired.
Oh, they gonna put out a lot of lawyers. You know, they were the first ones to sue the NCAA. Now they did get Preston Stone. They got Cam Porter. They got 3 offensive linemen back. They got a steady defense back. They get them back. They got a transfer in Griffin Wild from San Diego State. The thing is, y'all don't have a dynamic scheme. Y'all not.
You don't
about
have
to do
anything. This
y'all
team
might lose to Tulane in your season opener. So, y'all trash. Or if y'all want me to be nice, we'll call it a rebuild. But y'all been rebuilding for 20 years.
How many years? How many years must you rebuild? They built a stadium. They built that. But let's look at this schedule. And this might be one of the tougher schedules. It is. Tulane, Western Illinois, Oregon, UCLA, University of Louisiana Monroe, Penn State on the 11th, Purdue, Nebraska, USC, Michigan, Minnesota, Illinois. You're still only getting, I guess they are playing 2 what I would consider legit teams. They're playing Penn State and they're playing Oregon.
Boy, this is ass, boy.
Booty butt cheek, booty butt, booty
booty
butt
booty
cheek.
butt cheeks, booty butt cheeks. That Big Ten scheduling.
Hey,
y'all can't talk. Hey, man, this is awful. This is scheduling gerrymandering.
This should be illegal.
But ladies and gentlemen, we've come to the end of quarter number 2.
We should be at the end of the Big Ten. Just throw the whole conference away. Just give me
really
Ohio State and Oregon.
We really shouldn't have done alphabetical order here. We should have just done the first 4 teams and then sped through everybody else. That's what we really should have done.
We're trying to give you in-depth coverage, but we also. And if y'all think that any of these teams are good, reach out to us on social media.
Let me know.
We want to hear you. Like, I want to be very clear. I have an open head, I have open ears, and I have an open heart. I'm open to you changing my mind. But I want to hear which one of these teams you think is actually a respectable football team, not named Ohio State, not named
Oregon,
and not named Penn State. And Penn State is always the bridesmaid.
You know,
all right. Well, this is halftime.
We'll get there.
Yeah.
But it's halftime.
Yeah. This halftime. We coming back. Our clothes probably going to be different, but our opinions will not. We'll see y'all soon and very soon.
Hey, Splashcast listeners. Are you ready to dive into some exciting opportunities with us? The Splashcast is now open for brand partnerships, advertisements, and sponsorships. We want your business to make a splash with our audience. Picture your brand reaching all of our loyal and passionate listeners who love our weekly content. From HBCU news around the culture to our splashes of the week, we cover it all. If you're looking for a dynamic platform to showcase your products or services, look no further. Reach out to us at diveteammedia@gmail.com. That's diveteammedia@gmail.com. Or visit our website at www.thesplashcast.com for more details. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the second half of the Big Ten college football preview 2025 edition. I am your co-host, Reggie, messing with the lights.
Yes, and I'm your co-host, Norwood. Once again, our powers combined. We are your HBCU homeboys, but this is kind of redundant because we're going to chop all of this up and put it together. But you here anyway. Thank you for rocking with us. And this is the second half, as my comrade did say, and we finally get to talk about a couple teams that have some hope. We are going to start out with the reigning college football champs. Well, that is tough and terrible to say all at the same time. The Ohio State Buckeyes. What you
The
think?
richest, highest salaried roster in the history of college football
Mm,
won the national championship. So we're not surprised.
Money talks.
Shout out
But
to
get your money up. That's the answer to that. That's how I feel about that.
yes, sir.
I'm not gonna be a hater. I'm not gonna say anything other than if
Hey,
money is
man.
what is, if cash is king, then get your account up.
Yeah, man. Say it. Say it. Ohio State is the defending national champion. They did lose their quarterback, who now is a backup in, I want to say, Pittsburgh, I believe.
Who knows?
But they still have the best player in college football in Jeremiah Smith. And then they also have Carnell Tate, who reminds me a lot of Garrett Williams that plays in the Jets. Is that his name? What's his last name? Plays for the Jets. Garrett.
Cornell play defense, doesn't he?
No, Carnell Tate is a wide
No,
receiver.
you're right. I'm getting them mixed up with the
Caleb
defensive
Downs.
back. Yep, there it is.
They got
Yes.
Caleb Downs, Sonny Styles. I mean, they have a lot on that team and a lot coming back. Now, they don't have any proven running backs, though.
Yes, they lost both of the running backs. It'll be running back by committee. Julian Sayin, I think is how you pronounce his name, has been is been deemed QB1, but he is vastly unproven. You're right. They got Jeremiah Smith at wide receiver, who is an animal. The quarterback position, I think, will make or break this team. Everything else kind of will be okay, I think. Especially with Downs on the as a defensive back, they call him the eraser. And then you have, arguably, if not the best player in Jeremiah Smith. But if he can't get him the ball, if Julian can't get Jeremiah the ball, then of course you have a problem. I don't think that they're actually ranked to be the best team this year. I think they're second in the Big Ten from what I've seen.
Third, arguably. They're ranked third in the Big Ten, arguably.
I think that this is one of the better teams. I think the third, it probably is disrespectful because they're the champs. You got to, in order to put somebody at one, I think, especially in this case with the two other teams who historically just never can get it all the way there, I think that you have to give it to them first. I think you got to give it to Ohio State until proven otherwise. I don't feel like this is their year. I don't see them as repeating.
Oh man, Ohio State is in that they should make it this year. They better. They're in that window. Jeremiah Smith is a sophomore, which means he has to come back again next year, unless he pulls a Jamar Chase and just sits out a year, which I would be fine with that.
I would 100%.
You got Jeremiah Smith, Carnell Tate, Caleb Downs. They brought in Purdue's only good player, the tight end Max Clare. They brought him in as a transfer. The thing
the rich get richer, and
they have Julian saying, and I don't think it falls on Julian saying for if this team is successful or not, because that offense is so predicated on it's almost like Florida's old offense. They get the ball to the playmakers at all times.
Right.
But to me, they have a new offensive coordinator and a new defensive coordinator, plus a new quarterback. That could spell disaster because
you got Matt Patricia and Brian Hartline. Though I mean, you got the
Hartline.
guys.
I believe in Brian Hartline. I don't believe in Matt Patricia. But at the end of the day, the reason I still think that they're a top contender is because I don't care what offensive coordinator you bring in. It could be Brian Hartline. It could have been Boo Boo the Fool from Alaska. All you have to do is say, throw the ball to 4.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, if you get in, just throw it. At least it's gonna be an incompletion or a catch.
Right.
One or the other.
For sure.
He gonna get you to the league. I promise you. If you throw him the ball, you're gonna go to the league.
Now, yeah, for sure. You will, in some capacity, you 100% will continue. Now, their schedule is, I mean, it's okay-ish. They start out with a championship rematch, which I don't think honestly matters. Texas, August 30th.
Smart.
Then
That's smart.
They're gonna drub Grambling. Then they play Ohio, Washington, Minnesota. Then they play number 12, which I doubt they'll still be 12 at that point. Illinois, Wisconsin. Then they play Penn State, Purdue, UCLA, Rutgers, and then they close out against their bitter rival, Michigan.
Who they haven't beat.
Right. That is
And
the
they
thing.
haven't won the Big Ten in a while.
Yeah. This could potentially be a 3-loss team. They could lose to Texas.
Or they can run the table. Like
right. All of the above. Dealer's choice.
They got the talent, bro.
But I want to be very clear. When it comes to the Big Ten, this is one of the 3 teams that matters.
That's why we're only doing 3 teams in this segment.
Yes. And out of the 3 teams that matters, this is the only one that's ever done it. The other 2 guys ain't done it since.
Well,
Kerry
the
Collins
other
and
2
Kajon
guys
Carter.
also run into them, though. They run into Ohio State. Like the only team that really has been able to beat them.
I'm not going for that because in the SEC, Bama was getting run into, Georgia was getting run into, Texas has got to get run into. That's football. You run into that's LSU was getting run into. Many moons ago, Florida was getting run into.
Might get bit by South Carolina every now and then.
Right. But that's what I'm saying. This is the best. And when I say best, it's one of the tougher Big Ten schedules. And it's still light. But at least you got 3 solid, what I would call respectable games. But
I got them as a 2-loss team. I don't know. I don't know what 2.
You knew I was gonna ask.
I don't know what 2 because I don't. This 1 versus 2, or really 1 versus 3, because Texas is 1, they're 3, and I think Oregon is 2.
No, Penn State.
Penn State is 2. This of Texas, they both have QBs that aren't starters, haven't really started.
Right.
Texas lost their top running back.
Sure.
They lost their top 2 wide receivers. They're almost identical.
Very similar.
So it's gonna be a fun game. That Penn State game is a trap game if they play at Penn State.
Nope, they don't.
Well, then no. They play at Michigan. We don't.
For sure.
And
they lost. And Michigan went to their house last time, so you know.
And Underwood will no longer be a freshman at that point.
Exactly.
He will be a senior.
Mm-hmm.
He'll be an upperclassman at that point. So, in Michigan, they got like a 6'4" wide receiver.
And all bets are off Ohio State, Michigan. I don't care what happens. They could have gone. They could have 3 wins. When they play Ohio State, it's up and it's stuff. But overall,
Ohio State, if they win the national championship but lose the Big Ten again, does their fan base get upset?
No, you don't ever get upset with championships. Let me tell you this. I hate you. I hate your team. If I lost to Georgia for the next 4 years for a championship or 2, I'll take it. Chips change everything. You would too. All right, you got to take 4 losses to Florida, but in that 4 years, you get a championship or 2. What are we talking about here? Done and done.
Yeah, I just the reason I bring that up is because I read an article where people saying was because there's so many teams in the playoffs is a little diluted, and that conference championships are more important, especially for the SEC and the Big Ten versus other conferences.
Hey, until the SEC succeeds, I'm going to the championship at the end of the season.
You see, they go into a 9-game schedule.
Yeah.
9-game SEC schedule. Y'all got what y'all wanted. Now y'all can't hold them back for nothing.
But yeah, we think that Ohio State's one of the top 3 teams in this conference. They should be very interesting to watch.
Contender for sure.
Yes, very much so contender. And gonna make a lot of y'all remember and pretenders. We move on to another very interesting team, the Oregon Ducks, led by Dan Lanning. They have lost their quarterback, Dylan Gabriel, to the NFL. They've replaced him with
5-star Dante Moore.
Yes. But you gotta see it. I don't know.
On the field, yeah.
That is the thing. You gotta see it. And Dylan Gabriel wasn't perfect. but he fit the system well enough. They just kind of consistently found their guy, and their guy has done a pretty good job. I think that their running backs and their offensive line is where they're going to be able to be the most consistent. Dan Lanning is making them a physical team, and I think that bodes well for the conference. The travel sucks, of course, but I think that they have a potential to be a very, very good team. And with him coaching the team, I don't look at them the same way that I've previously looked at them when they were in the Pac-10 led by Chip Kelly. This is a different team. I like Dan Lanning's leadership a ton. They're way more physical now. They are a physical, punch you in the mouth team. Before, they were just tricky and fast. This is not your stereotypical Oregon Ducks team.
Yes, he said that he was going to turn them into the SEC team of the West, and that's what he's trying to do. The thing that has me believing in Oregon in terms of they do have a lot of turnover. They lost Dylan Gabriel, they lost a couple folks, but Dan Lanning is an elite recruiter.
For sure.
Georgia was head and shoulders. That recruiting, that staff, that 2021, 2020, 2021, 2022 staff that Kirby had, really 2020 to 2021, because Lanning was gone at 2022. But that staff were all elite recruiters. And Dan Lanning went to a school with a blank check, literally. I think
let me tell y'all, I'm going to go ahead and say this down with pretty high confidence. Number 2 team in the country.
Oregon? Yeah. I thought I thought Ohio. Yeah. I mean,
do I think that they're the second best team in college football? No. Do I think with what they have, coupled with their schedule, will they be the second best team in the country at the end of the season? Yes. And they could potentially be number 1.
But it's the recruiting though. They have 5-star wide receiver Decorian Moore, who is like a joystick. They have one of the top left tackles and top guards coming in, and then they have a top running back in Hughes. Just off recruiting. So, and we ain't even. I don't think he's heavily portal. I don't think he went to the portal a lot. There's not a lot saying about the transfers in terms of like 17, 15, 13, but he gets his like pick of the players in the portal. If they can make it to October, to the end of October, they can make it in November, because that's when their schedule kicks up, right? Don't it kick up in November? Don't they play like USC, Washington?
Let me help you out, brother. Schedule don't kick up nowhere. That's the reason I looked at the schedule and said, this is the number 2 team in the country. I'm helping y'all out for the people listening. You have Montana, then after not even Montana State, then Oklahoma State, trap game, then Northwestern, Oregon State, big game here at Penn State, September 27th at Penn State. Then you play Cincinnati at home with Indiana, Rutgers, Wisconsin, Iowa, Minnesota, USC, Washington. You have 2 ranked games, and Indiana we believe to be a big scam. So even if you lose to Penn State, that's it. And there's nothing.
Oregon plays Indiana this year?
Yes.
Oh, that's tight on Indiana, because they didn't even talk about that when I was reading up on that, which means they have counted that as an L for Indiana.
You should.
Indiana going to get plumber chick this year.
Yeah, and everybody's going to be trying to, they're going to be trying to get it off on them. Like, oh, you think that you're this, and Cincinnati talked all that trash. Yeah, them people going to try to monkey stomp you every chance they get. Mm-hmm. And I'm perfectly fine with that.
The one that's going to really try to do it.
Oh, yeah. But yeah, this schedule and this team, and they're going to play ball control. They're going to run the ball 20, 30 times a game. Yeah. And just run you guys over, all you soft Big Ten schools. And then, you run up against Oregon. I mean, you run up against Penn State.
He ain't really losing no coaches either. He ain't getting his coaches his coaching staff ain't getting picked off either.
This is the one.
This is their year.
And Lanning is different than a lot of these coaches that I think are Trick Bag Johnson. Like I like James Franklin, but I think he's trick bag. Every time that it's time for him to do what he needs to do, he don't do it. I think that Lanning is going to try to prove that I've taken a team that's not in the SEC and I made it. And if I can do it here, I can do it anywhere.
If Dan, so I have them as
And
the
don't
favorite of the
forget,
Big Ten.
they have all that Phil Knight money. They got all the Nike money. Phil said,
That's what I said. Blank check, $300 million.
I don't care what it costs. And the schedule, I wouldn't be trying to get back to no pack nothing. No, this right. Can I play this again? Can I play the schedule every year?
Well, if Dan Lanning wins and Kalen DeBoer has if Dan Lanning wins this year and DeBoer has a bad season,
Bama?
Dan Lanning will probably be by the 2027. He'll be the head coach of Alabama.
Why would you do that?
Because he's got ties to Alabama. He's got ties to the SEC. I wouldn't leave if I won. I'd stay at Oregon forever and take all that 30.
And you'll be the king of Oregon. Like that's the other part. Moving to Alabama, you're always gonna be in Saban's shadow.
And Kirby.
Right. That too. Or you could literally be the king with a blank check. And I'm from the South and love the South. I'd never see it again. The South shall never rise again if I got nothing to do with it.
So I have Oregon as a favorite to win the Big Ten.
Yes. I think
these are all contenders, but this is probably my favorite to win the Big Ten.
I think they have the best marriage of players and lightest schedule. That together puts them in an elite class.
Now, Penn State ain't far behind them, though.
And that's where I was going next. To round out the teams that we respect. Because when I'm telling y'all, we're going to get through Penn State, then we finna drop that thing in third, fourth tier.
1.25. Purdue Boilermakers suck.
Hey, yes.
Rutgers, not happening.
We finna be driving through this thing like I had the ATV squilling in Costa Rica. But Penn State and James Franklin, the number 2 team in the country, everybody believes that it's their year. Tell me what you think.
Let me be clear. I'm glad you asked me first. Let me be clear, James. If you don't do it this year, you ain't gonna do it. You got the quarterback back. I'm sorry, I'm speaking bad grammatically. You have 2 running backs in Singleton and Allen that probably will be in the league. You do need help at wide receiver a little bit. But your defense is good. Your secondary is elite. And you were smart. I'm always gonna weave in Georgia. When the way that Georgia recruits, they recruit knowing that people are gonna leave. Your number 1 cornerback is a transfer from Georgia. You have everything there except wide receiver. If y'all don't get a wide receiver to help Allar, or Allar, you don't help a wide receiver, because at this point you're trying to be a top 10, top quarterback pick, top 5 quarterback pick, which means you need to be able to improve the receiver as much as the receiver needs to be able to improve you. If y'all can't find a go-to receiver, you will be disappointed. But right now, we just went through Ohio State and Oregon, who do not have quarterbacks, proven quarterbacks. None. I think Dante Moore transferred from UCLA, actually. They do not have any proven quarterbacks. You have the most experienced quarterback of the contenders in Drew Allar. You have College State. Well, no, that's Texas A&M College Station. State College, Penn State. It's I forgot where they play. Happy Valley. You have one of the biggest home stadium home advantages ever, with that 115,000 people stadium wearing all white. It's crazy. It's crazy at a night game.
You said they're all white.
Yes, but I said wear all white, but that too.
My bad.
That too. But I mean, y'all got to do it now. If you can get past November 8th, y'all get past November 8th, which is your trap game. But if y'all can y'all got to play Oregon early. That's tough. You play Oregon on, that actually might help you now that I think about it. They play Oregon on the 27th of September. Then they play Ohio State on the 1st of November. So you get a full month to heal up from playing Oregon to Ohio State. This is your year, James. I ain't got no other analysis. I done said the players. I ain't talking about scheme. I ain't talking about nothing. You got to figure it out this year. This is it for me.
Hey, big game, James. This is Reggie said it, but I'm going to reiterate it. There's a ton of pressure on you and also no pressure at all. I don't think that Penn State will ever probably fire you as long as you don't really just let it go to the tank. I do think that this is your opportunity to win a championship. Allar, as your quarterback, as he said, that running back combo is deadly. I think your wide receiver room is questionable. I think I think that is where I think it could potentially get interesting for you. But I think the Oregon doesn't have the strongest wide receiver room either. So I think that both you guys are going to be, trying to run it down people's throat. But it is about who can do it most consistently. And you need this win, man. They put you up here top 4 every year, and then you just don't ever end up one. I know Oregon's the same thing, but I feel like everything's different to me with Dan Lanning. I left everything in the past with Chip Kelly and all those guys who kind of ran the same Chip Kelly thing. I feel like James Franklin, you just be here preseason top 4 every year and then just never get it done.
But I mean, that if you're going to be preseason top 4 and not get it done with job security, Penn State is the place.
Yeah. That's the other part is I don't think that Penn State could acquire a coach better than him. And I don't think that they should ever move him for the risk that he took when he did. And the elevation of he's made you guys back to, even before before that, y'all weren't competitive. Penn State wasn't like, oh, they're gonna win a bunch of games. Nah, y'all had fallen all the way off, and then y'all got exposed, and then it just went to shit. So I think that he's, until proven otherwise, he's the king of the castle. But I think that he knows it more than anybody. I need to win a damn championship. And I'll run
now. I think this year he feels that way. I don't think he had a chance the last couple of years. I think this year this is it. But go ahead, you got to run the schedule.
Yeah, the schedule starts on August 30th. Nevada, then Florida International, then Villanova. Big game on September 27th, like Reggie said, against Oregon. Then you get UCLA, Northwestern, Iowa, and then on November 1st, you get Ohio State. You follow up with November 8th, Cincinnati in Indiana, Michigan State, Nebraska, and you end with Dylan Raiola. You get Dylan Raiola in Nebraska on the 22nd, which is a trap game. It'll be in the season. Yeah, and he's gonna try to do something to prove that he's Mahomes if he's still available at that point. And then you close out with Rutgers, which is basically a soccer game.
Yeah, it's a lot. I mean, their schedule ain't the easiest. It's a lot of trap games there. And I could see them, and this is the trap. The trap game is Indiana. Because I could see them beating Ohio State at Ohio State and then being on that high, and then Cincinnati coming there with a double, triple reverse annexation of Puerto Rico and shock the world.
Hey, you got to do your job. You
still got to play Dylan Raiola, who we looked at the schedule. They're going to be playing for seeding and trying to make sure that they make the playoff. So they're going to come in their hair on fire. I don't know anything about UCLA. We'll talk about them in a minute. I do know about them, but we haven't talked about them yet. So I won't go into in-depth of what I think about UCLA.
Hey,
but it's a few trap games. It's a few trap games.
Duh. I don't see it. If you get trapped, then you're a rat. All right, we're gonna take a quick break. I'm gonna go get some water. Always remember, like, follow, subscribe. Also, in your DSP right now, go back and listen to the SWAC MEAC HBCU preview. Go back and listen to the complete SEC preview. Go listen to the first half, if you haven't, of the Big Ten preview. We'll be right back. Bye, y'all. And this is the pause button.
Wait, hold on. What should they do? Like, follow, subscribe. Thank you, my friend. Be here for it.
5, 4, 3, 2. Yep.
And we are back.
If I'm about to say,
for
did
the
it freeze?
fourth- No, we are back for the fourth and final quarter of the Big Ten preview. And
These teams
just
so
like
bad. It's 6 teams, and we put them into 4 quarters. Y'all do
right,
geometry and trigonometry and
all
all
of
of the
you want to.
divisions and all the geometries to figure out how we did it. But just know that they trash.
We like to call these teams, keep them lifted in prayer. All
Or curse them
terrible.
to hell. One of the
Yeah.
other.
We are going to start out with the Purdue Boilermakers. And
Trash.
new head coach Barry Odom. They have 50 and yes, 50 portal ads. I think Reggie said that they have nobody on the defense returning.
None.
What do you expect us to say? It's 100. It's typically 100 roster spots, 99, excuse me, on a lot of teams. 50 of them, these guys are new additions. Nothing on defense. This team is going to be terrible. And that's all I have for you.
So the fact that we know nothing about them will be their advantage when they play one of these teams, Notre Dame or Ohio State. They always give Ohio State trouble. They've probably beaten Ohio State more in the last 10 to 20 years than Penn State.
Ain't gonna happen this year.
And Purdue has always been garbage. We don't know anybody that has come out of that school except for Rondale Moore, who keeps getting hurt. Like there's not, and Drew Brees.
And unfortunately, I'm just gonna run their schedule here: Ball State, Southern Illinois, USC, Notre Dame at 6, Illinois at 12, Minnesota, Northwestern, Rutgers, Michigan, Ohio State, Washington, Indiana. 1, 2, 3. They play 5 ranked teams. Ain't gonna make
How
it.
y'all play 5 ranked teams with nobody, and they gave Nebraska nothing.
Yeah, it's something you already sorry, and this is unfortunate.
Well, this is what you call keeping the status quo. They making sure y'all gonna stay sorry. They gonna make you sorry, and y'all gonna stay sorry. This is, if I'm them, I'm crying conspiracy. Y'all trying to make sure that the rest of the teams, y'all get as many teams eligible for the college football playoff by putting us to play
whatever
against
you want to.
5 ranked teams.
Your team is sorry. We
2 and
couldn't
12.
help you. We could give
2 and
you a
12.
schedule and couldn't help you. So yeah, it ain't nothing you could do but cry in the car. We don't care.
I don't even know. I don't even want to call them trash, because trash means you got expectations. They nothing. They are an enigma. They got 0. They have, cool. We can move on to Rutgers. Now that's trash. But Purdue is just a placeholder. They're 0.
I hate Rutgers. Woo, let me tell you.
Gauntlet Trio. That PSU, Oregon, OSU.
Yeah. You already saw it. Another team that probably has no hope. They do have 2 big wide receivers in Ian Strong and KJ Duff. I still don't believe in this team. I think that this is a team that has done well in basketball recruiting, not in basketball games or winning, but they did recruit well in basketball, and that's all they have. This team is not going to be good. They're not going to be competitive. I'm going to go ahead and run their schedule real quick, and you'll see why it is even worse for them. You start out with Ohio, then you play Miami of Ohio, then they probably destroy Norfolk State. Then they play Iowa, who probably is going to be a trick bag game for them, Minnesota, Washington. Then they get Oregon, Purdue. They get Oregon at 7, Purdue, Illinois at 12, Maryland, and then you end the season with Ohio State and Penn State. Oh, they're going to beat the hell out of you. It's going to be so bad at the end of the season, and those teams are going to be trying to run up the score for seeding purposes. So, brother, let me tell you, unfortunate. Thoughts and prayers. All of the above.
They gonna get one of them teams.
Who?
Because I don't know. I don't have enough confidence in none of these rosters to pick who. I just know the Big Ten is normally a trick bag conference. They normally trick themselves off. But they did add the new pass rushers, Eric O'Neal from JAMU. and Bradley Weaver from Ohio. So you have that. Although this, I mean, it's a big step up from
We
JMU and
do
Ohio
not
to
have the capacity. Ain't got it.
Unfortunately they're going to be trash just because out of all the terrible schedules, you gave the toughest schedule to Rutgers. I'd have liked to see Penn State play. I mean, Oregon play this schedule or somebody like that. Like they play a lot.
Barbecue chicken.
That's crazy. It's unfortunate. I don't have much to say. Shiano coaching is gonna get them something, but it ain't gonna be much. They're gonna win the games they supposed to, and they're gonna win a game they not supposed to, and that'll be the end of their season. Keep chopping, as like he likes to say.
Okay, good luck. Chop your ass from somewhere else. Now this is one of the teams that we actually used to have an expectation for here. Come on, talk your shit. Lincoln Riley and the University of South Carolina. Excuse me,
UCLA?
South. You're right. You are correct. You are correct.
That's why I went like this. I thought we were talking about I'm a leaver. He can't. I'm leaving and came
no,
here.
well, you're right. We can go right here to UCLA Bruins, led by Deshaun Foster, and I believe his second year.
Yes,
they do have Nico, but I don't think that they have much else, and I don't think that they've even guaranteed that he's the starter week 1 yet.
No, I think he's starter. Oh, with that little. So he did what Floyd is referring to is that little scandal. Y'all got to start. Listen, we always are your homeboys. Always gonna give y'all free consultation. Start a group chat with your friends. Send all the posts to the group chat first before you decide to reply, Nico. So you don't get caught with satire or satirical posts. Nico got caught with a satire or a fake On3 recruiting post where they said he's not going to start. And he DM'd them thinking it was the official site and said, y'all need to stop posting lies. Coach Foster already assured that I, myself, and my father and my brother, that I am the starting quarterback. He said that in a DM. Listen, learn how to get a group chat and thank God for black schools because HBCUs teach you media training and how to deal and not make yourself or your university or your family stupid. That by itself, I didn't even get to a point about the school yet. I'm just talking about that. Now you can finish your analysis. I told y'all how stupid they can be. This is why I don't got no faith in them.
Yeah, or you could just
shut the fuck
up. Also, shout out to the satire account that actually hit. I know that as a creator, that's all you're looking for. You're looking for your one chance for everybody to know your name. And congratulations to those guys. You did it. Well played. You got centelled. This team is just not enough. I'm rooting for Deshaun Foster. I know that he's got a lot of black and brown coaches on his staff, but it seems that they just don't have enough yet. I don't know why they should have more money, it seems like to me. They have a ton of rich alums. I mean,
basketball is their thing, though.
Yeah, but it's rich people that went to UCLA. I'm not that money that Michigan got. That wasn't from a football player. That was a billionaire's wife.
No. I'm saying that they'll concentrate more of their money towards UCLA, towards the basketball.
I agree, but the basketball team ain't been good since Lonzo either. So
yeah, but I agree. I think in basketball they got more of a chance to be good than in football. And unfortunately for Deshaun Foster,
I disagree. I think that outside of the 3 teams at the top, you could SMU this thing out all day. If you came up with some money, you could get to mid-tier to top mid here. And that's all you need. It was 2 or 3 years of top mid. You still in LA now.
Tino Sunseri, is that the former Alabama player?
Mm-hmm.
Their new offensive coordinator?
Yep.
So unfortunately, I like Deshaun Foster. I'm happy he got the opportunity.
Me too.
I think he's what LA needs in terms of a strong black figure in Division I college football coaching. But similar to the Falcons with Raheem Morris, bro, you came in and had your own staff and then fired them after year one. You got new offensive coaches, new defensive coaches.
Hey.
You got a new quarterback, a rebuilt offensive line, and we don't know nothing about them receivers. So, and Nico is good and he's flashed, but he was mid too. Now he just flashed, but he was mid. He was very inconsistent throwing the deep ball, which is what you really gonna have to do in the Big Ten because they play wide open. Because you don't really have a running game, so you're gonna be in shootouts every game. And I mean, now I don't know what their schedule look like other than UC. I mean, we heard UCLA a lot on those other schedules. What their schedule look like? Because all they talking about is USC.
Let me pull that UCLA football, and of course, my computer want to play football schedule.
Well, why you say that, Nico? I don't know if Nico's gonna be great. I don't know if he's gonna be good.
Me either. And I'm not sure if he has. Not his schedule. It's okay. Well, no, it ain't. No, it ain't. My bad. Ooh. All right. You started August 30th with Utah. They're gonna be back, and they're a well-run organization. They consistently find their players. That's actually a super trap game to start out with. Then they play UNLV in Vegas, New Mexico, Northwestern. Then they play Penn State. Then you play Michigan State. Then you play Maryland. Then you go to Indiana. Then you get Nebraska, who's going to be trying to beat you. And then Ohio State, Washington, and you close out with USC. Not as many ranked teams.
Game with that schedule.
Oh, yeah. But you got to know, Michigan State going to be trying to beat you. Indiana, Nebraska, Ohio State, Washington, and USC needs to beat you. Both of y'all need to win that last game.
UCLA needs to win all of those games. Not all of them, but most of those games at home because they need to figure out how to get a stranglehold on the West Coast. Because right now, Oregon is poaching everything from California. Between Oregon, USC is still going to be USC because they're going to get players because they play offense. They don't play defense, but they play offense, and they have a lot of money. But UCLA needs to figure out a way to get the recruiting up and kind of put a fence around their recruiting territory. If you look at past champions, they normally get the best of the area and then they go nationally and get the best of everybody else. So, but you got to win. You got to out recruit USC or at least recruit with them. And in order to do that, you're going to have to win some of these games and make a bowl game. If you underachieve, there's not a lot of. One thing that I know, you said UCLA has a lot of money. One thing that Division I boosters, FBS boosters have a lot of money for, it might not be NIL, but it is for buyout packages. They will buy you out. They will fire you. They will fire you. Ask Jimbo. He had $100 million. Ask all them coaches that got fired with $70 million left. Biggest buyout. That biggest buyout changes every year. They fire somebody with $80 million left on their contract every year. And let me tell you, Deshaun, you ain't got $80 million on your contract. I ain't got to look it up, but I know you don't.
Oh, no.
So they can, you got to show some improvement. Got to show some improvement.
I don't know how you do that either.
But y'all gonna be mid. I'll give y'all mid just because you got Nico. Trash.
You in that dumpster. Speaking of people in the dumpster, Lincoln Riley and the University of Southern California Trojans. This is a team that I used to think that was going to come to the Big Ten and be something, and they've proved to be absolutely nothing. I like Lincoln Riley, and I thought that it could be something, and they have the worst of all of it. That's the best I can say for it. They do have Jaden Mavia, and this is a name y'all might remember from when Caleb was there, Miller Moss in a quarterback fight. They also have Zachariah Branch at wide receiver. Of course, Lincoln Riley is supposed to be.
No, they do not. That was their best wide receiver, and he transferred to Georgia because he's from Powder Springs.
Oh, Ooh, thoughts and even more prayers. It's bad over there, and it's getting worse.
But I mean, they all, yeah, but it ain't gonna be bad in terms of skill. Lincoln Riley always gonna keep some receivers and a quarterback now.
Yeah, but
they always gonna be there.
But I don't think that Miller Moss is the guy. If he was the guy, he would have been the guy by now. He wouldn't have been in a quarterback battle. And their schedule is actually not that great. Missouri State first, trap game, Georgia Southern. We've seen it happen over and over and over and over and over. You're not used to playing against that Georgia Southern team. They come slap you in the face. Purdue, Michigan State. Then they play number 12, Illinois, number 14, Michigan, number 6, Notre Dame, and Nebraska. That's 4 games that could be very difficult for them. Then you get Northwestern, Iowa, and then you get Oregon at Oregon, and then you play your rival in UCLA rivalry week. They could lose 6 games.
Or they could win.
No.
10. They're not going to beat Notre Dame. They're not going to beat Oregon. They can beat UCLA, Michigan, Illinois. I don't think Illinois has enough to score with them, nor do I think Michigan has enough to score with them. I think USC going to put up
points. They could lose to Nebraska, though, and they could lose to Iowa.
Yeah. Now, one thing Lincoln Riley does get with that little piece of paper he got, he be getting out coached sometime.
A lot. And I used to have a ton of faith in him. Him and Brett Venables should have stuck together wherever they was at doing whatever they was doing.
They were never together. Venables came from Clemson.
Why do
he replaced Lincoln Riley?
Oh, you're right.
But for me, this gonna be the same. I don't know why y'all thought Lincoln Riley. I don't know why you have faith in Lincoln Riley. It's the same at Oklahoma.
Past tense.
No, it's not past tense. What was Lincoln Riley's issue at Oklahoma?
My faith at him has gone.
Oh. I thought you said you had.
Let me clarify.
Okay. Yeah, I get that. I've never seen a coach. I have seen a coach, and they're all not good. All coaches that are not good don't improve. You've had the same issue your entire career. It's been you play a lot, you play really good offense, and you can't stop a nosebleed. And for some reason, you do that, and you try to use the portal. And this is why I really ain't got no sympathy, because you came and we had Bear Alexander, who was supposed to be the next great defensive tackle at Georgia. And he was nice. He had 2 sacks in the national championship game, and he was already the starter, profiled by Kirby in the post game. And y'all came and offered that man a whole bunch of money. Shout out to you. You got that. But for whatever reason, Lincoln Riley's coaching staff has never been a great evaluator of defensive talent. And when I say that, I mean putting it all together. They may be able to get a number 1 a top 5 linebacker, a top 5 defense, and they can't keep them. They can never keep them, or they never develop. So I don't have any faith that that's going to be USC's downfall. They're going to lose because they just can't stop nobody. Or going to go put up 100. And they're going to be able to keep you at 35 because you can't play in any defense. Now, if you figure out defense and y'all catch up, then, hey, that'll make you a sleeper. If you had a defense, I call y'all a sleeper. But y'all ain't got no defense. Y'all pretenders. Y'all not good. You're going to be boo-boo. Lincoln Riley, you've been one of the biggest one of the biggest overrated coaches in a long time for me. So I'm going to put them as pretenders and will be trashed by the end of the season.
Yeah. It's going to be bad for everything in California, to keep it a buck with you. Speaking of other teams here, we're moving right on to the Washington Huskies. I have to keep it real here again. This is a team that has not bounced back since that run they had with our quarterbacks, Michael Penix Jr. They had a ton of turnover, and they're still attempting to find themselves. I think they struggle again. Just really trying to find guys in the portal and try to restabilize his team as a contender. It's a rough way to go for them. Yeah,
Kalen DeBoer took everybody with him to Alabama.
Yep.
So and they're all there. Even if they're there, they're graduating now. Man, my phone.
Yeah.
But so I don't. Demond Williams is there. Jonah Coleman, Denzel Boston. I mean, they're probably going to flash on the screen because they don't have much else. But when you play Ohio State, Illinois, and Oregon, I mean, you get Ohio State and Oregon at
Nobody,
home. Now they do
baby.
get Ohio State and Oregon at home, though.
Well, that mean you could just be at home when you lose.
Yes, but in college football, that home field advantage. I know you joking, but that home field advantage. Well, you're not, but that home field advantage is something. That home field advantage is normally something that plays into the game. Momentum in college football is crazy versus the pros. So I not gonna make that claim that they're gonna beat somebody, but I don't got nothing. They trash. They're gonna be trash. They're gonna be trash. They're gonna be trash. They're not an underrated sleeper to me. They're not good, and that schedule's gonna get them beat.
Colorado State, UC Davis, Washington State, then Ohio State on September 27th, Maryland, Rutgers. Then you get Michigan on October 18th, Illinois at 12, October 25th, Wisconsin, Purdue, UCLA, and end the season with Oregon. You get beat early, you get beat in the middle, you get
yeah. It's a coin flip with y'all. Y'all either gonna be trash or mid, whatever you want to flip.
Oh, well, let me tell you.
Don't matter.
I think that Oregon, Illinois, Michigan, and Ohio State alone are going to try to beat you. And I just, yeah. Better be trying to beat UCLA.
Yeah, you got to win the games that are close. That UCLA, who else they play? Did you say USC?
That's the biggest thing that all of these teams that I think that are trash can do is, can we get to 5 or 6 in the conference? If I get to 5 or 6 in the conference, I look like somebody. I'm not somebody, but when it comes to recruiting, I can sell all of these other players, and you hope I can hit in the transfer portal a couple times of us building in the Big Ten, because there is a pedigree that comes with being 4, 5, 6 in the Big Ten, especially when 1, 2, 3 are so high. They're not even in the same stratosphere. If you can get to 4, you at least looking, how Maryland was a couple years ago, to 8 and 5s. They were like when Loxley did that 8 and 5, we thought that, okay, well, you got something. Then you went to 4 and 8, and
man, what are we talking about? Washington still, man. Y'all go back and look at quarter 1. They all said the prediction for the outside of the big 3 teams of Oregon, Ohio State, and Penn State: 5 and 4, 4 and 5, 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 which means everybody's mid. So yeah, you're correct. There's going to be a team that is going to, just like I think Illinois was last year. And there was a couple, I think it was another team that kept winning all the close games.
Indiana.
Yeah, Indiana, Illinois. Those were the 2 teams last year that had really good close games. They just stayed in the game. And there's going to be one of those. I guess that's really what the Big Ten is, trying to figure out who's going to be the team that wins all the close games to be the sleeper. Because we know it's going to be the top 3 teams,
not the
and everybody else is mid.
You just the last person to get invited to the party. They let you in, though. Everybody else got to stay at home.
Yeah. Washington is tight.
And we're going to close out with the Wisconsin Badgers. They had a new coach, a new QB, Billy Edwards, transfer from Maryland, which Maryland went 4 and 8 last year. The DB room needs to bounce back. Big season out of the running back room. But overall, I don't see it anywhere, top to bottom. This is another team that just trying to stabilize. They used to be, at least this used to be the team that would be 4, 5, 6 every year, was Wisconsin. They have a strong running game. They have a good offensive line. They have one edge rusher, and then they have a quarterback that they were like, oh, well, this guy is the 4th best quarterback in the Big Ten, and he'll probably do okay and will be okay. And they just haven't had that recently.
Well, I think bringing Billy Edwards in, he's a little bit of a, not a mobile quarterback, but he's mobile. Like, he's not a running quarterback. He's not a dual threat, but he's mobile.
Elusive.
Yeah. They bring in new offensive coordinator Jeff Grimes, who's a RPO play action offensive scheme, which is supposed to revolutionize their passing game. This is Luke Fickell's third year, so this is the year that he's supposed to take that next step. But Wisconsin, I mean, they brought in a huge recruiting class. I think they had 20 early commitments that enrolled.
It's not bad.
The thing is, how many teams are in the Big Ten? You said 18, right?
18.
They ranked number 17 in run defense last year. That's with all them other mid and trash teams we told y'all about. They was number 17. So for them, they going to have to figure out how to stop the run and get some pressure on the quarterback. And from what I've seen, they have not addressed that really at all. So other than the 19 commitments, now I'm not going to lie to you. I don't believe in Wisconsin at all. So I didn't put a lot of energy in going to look at their recruiting class and all of that stuff.
Mr. ain't going.
But I think that them making a bowl game would be a win because, I mean, out of all these teams to start off with juggernaut games, it's really only Ohio State in the Big Ten starts off with a juggernaut game to begin the season against an out-of-conference foe. And Wisconsin, who plays Alabama. They play at Alabama on the 13th. So it's like, bro, that's a loss. They play Illinois, Minnesota. I don't have the rest of them, but those are the three games. But they got a tough little schedule.
You're going home.
Just
try to find y'all an offensive line. Try to find y'all a running back like y'all used to do in the past. But this season, you're going home.
Who they play? What's their schedule looking like? I know they play Alabama and Illinois.
Hold on. Let me get it pulled up here. 1 second.
Come on, Mr. 3 Screens. I got my setup.
I do. Wisconsin Badgers 2025. Miami of Ohio. Middle Tennessee. Excuse me. You get slapped by Alabama, Maryland. You get slapped by Michigan. You probably lose to Iowa. You get slapped by Ohio State. You get slapped by Oregon. You hope that you can beat Washington. Cincinnati going to try to get it off on you with Indiana, Illinois at 12, and then the Minnesota Golden Gophers, not the Beavers.
I'd like to change my answer. Y'all not making a bowl game. Trash.
Cereal bowl.
Why do all the trash teams have to play Ohio State and Oregon? Does Ohio State play Penn State and Oregon this year? Was that on their thing?
Nope, just one.
Yeah, I've noticed that Oregon plays Penn State. Yeah, why does every other team have to play Oregon and Ohio State, but then Ohio State only has to play one, and Penn State got to play both? That's crazy.
This is my issue, is you don't have these teams playing against the absolute best teams. I don't have anything else to say. I think it's trash. They should be scheduling each other, and this is the reason the SEC is like, bro, we go into a dogfight every night. Y'all pick y'all dogfights and schedule them a month apart, maybe 2 months apart, and then expect us to be equal footing. It ain't. It's different around here.
Yeah, it ain't working, man. So it's tight on Wisconsin. And I put on my tinfoil hat. I'll say that this was scheduling conspiracy. They knew that they had to make everybody's to be even. For all of these mid teams, you have to have a okay schedule to make it look like Oregon, Ohio State, and Penn State beat a decent team. But when you look at this conference with a fine-tooth comb, it ain't got to be a fine-tooth comb. It can be a pick. I don't want to hear nothing about the SEC being top heavy. This is the heaviest of tops. This special made sent out. This ain't no booty. Ain't nothing at the bottom.
Cater. This is cater. What do you need in order to have the best experience that you can have? This is a layup. It's a walk in the park. And this is my issue with everybody else playing football, but specifically the best conference in football. Nothing here. We've gone through every team here. Nothing here says that this is the best conference in football. Not even close, honestly, to be 100% with you. But It's a different conversation for a different day. The season is going to start. Thank you guys for rocking with us.
Whoa,
on this
whoa, brother! I still got a couple things I want to ask. We got some
Oh.
we got closing segment.
Go
All
ahead,
right.
bro.
So what's your big game? What's your Big Ten title game prediction?
Oh, that's easy. Oregon and Ohio State.
Again.
Yeah, they have the easiest way to get there. And I think the Penn State still makes the playoffs.
I think Penn State, Ohio State, and I think Oregon still makes the playoffs. Now, Ohio State probably wins the Big Ten championship, but I think Penn State will probably get there this year. This is like I said, this your year. So that's who I got. Come on, James Franklin. I'm gonna pick it. I'm rocking with you, James. We unite. You see the painting in the back. I got Penn State shocking the world and finally winning the Big Ten.
Well, consider me the world because I'll be shocked first. I gotta see it. He has too many times to me not getting over the hump. And I think that there's a psychological fear when it comes to Ohio State. And I think that Oregon's just a better team.
Who's your sleeper?
I don't got one. It's 3 teams in this conference. Yeah. And I'm not gonna call Ohio State.
You gotta pick a sleeper. You gotta pick one.
There is either either you sleep or you're awake. It's that simple. There's not going to be one trick bag here. Nah, I feel very confident what I got. Ain't nobody sleep.
Nebraska. I'm picking Nebraska as my sleeper.
They'll be interesting, but they're not. When you say sleeper, they're not. They don't scare anybody. I know. So bottom tier SEC.
That's all I got. I wanted to know who we were picking because we got to make sure we pick a team.
Right.
And then we also I wanted to see who was going to be your sleeper. And mine is Nebraska, just because their schedule is so bad. They're so bad. This schedule is so easy. That's why.
But everybody's schedule easy from the looks of it. And by the looks of it, actually, yes, it's just bad. But with that being said, this concludes the Big Ten. So now we've done SWAGMEAC and HBCU others. We've done the SEC and the Big Ten, and now we will come back and knock out the others, and then we will go in. Yeah, everything left is others. It's y'all the Alliance. That's what we forgot about, the Alliance. But yeah, we'll come back and clean up. Yeah, see. We'll come back, clean those guys up, and we will go.
That's what we call. Well, ladies and gentlemen, that is the name of the next segment. It's going to be the ACC and Big 12 and others, and we're going to call that the Alliance.
Yeah. With that being said, adios, mi amigos. God is love. Thank y'all guys for rocking with us. Always remember, like, follow, subscribe. We'll be back soon and very soon. This presentation was brought to you by Dive Team Media. Peace.